Accra was voted the #1 destination in Africa. I mean, it is the place to be, it is the place to visit. Want to know why? Stick around to find out. What's up guys, welcome to another episode of the vlog. My name is Indira Ganga. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Click the fix that. Okay. If you're new to the channel, click the red button below, which is the subscribe button. I always love seeing you guys here. I always love spending time with you guys. And today we want to discuss Accra, Ghana. I mean, a round of applause for Accra. It was named as one of the best destinations to visit in Africa by Times Magazine. And it's a big feat, like it's nothing small. There's so many amazing destinations across the continent that were vetted, and Accra, Ghana was picked as the best. So we just want to go through some of the reasons why Accra stood out. I've made my notes as always so that I can be on point with everything that I say. #1, which is something that I think stood out for Accra and it made Accra beat all the other destinations, is ease of accessibility. You can access Accra very easily. Like from America, there are 3 flights weekly from Washington DC coming directly to Accra, Ghana, and the flights take about 9 hours 55 minutes. And if you're coming from Doha, Qatar, they're daily flights. If you're coming, say, from Nairobi, they're daily direct flights, Kenya Airways, and it only takes 6 hours. So accessibility is very important. Now let's get into the details of the article and why Accra stood out. So Accra was voted as one of the best places to visit, both culturally and creatively. And I've broken it down into several categories so that if you ever want to come to Accra or planning a trip, then this is some of the things that you can use as your guiding principle. #1, in terms of culture, I think is the food. So the food here, and I think it's something that I've come on the channel before and talked about, is very traditional, is an acquired taste, is very exquisite cuisines, you know, it's very in touch with the people and their culture, and it's food you'll only get here. Like you're never going to get it elsewhere. And I feel like Ghanaian meals are celebration of life, of family. They take a long time to prepare, and they're prepared with so much love and so much skill. For example, I mean, like fufu, it takes hours to pound the cassava and the plantain and just get the consistency very right. Same to banku, same to fufu, and the soups that accompany these dishes, you know, it's not just ordinary soup. There was a time, like a friend who is a West African said that our soups in East Africa are tasteless, and we were like, how dare you? We use tomato, we use like pepper and onions. And we came to later realize, particularly when I came to Accra, that he was right. He really was right. Our soups are the soup here, say for example, even if it's just light soup, I don't know what goes into the soup. Ghanaians in the comment section can tell us, but the meals are very sumptuous. So you're eating fufu with chicken and light soup, you can eat fufu with peanut soup and chicken, you can eat banku and fresh tilapia and okra. The options are endless. And you know, the soup, the fish, like for example fish, it can be mixed with meat and with chicken and with snail. I haven't tried that combination before, but Benjamin swears by it and says it's one of the best things. Not forgetting jollof and the shito, the pepper. There's street food. I mean, like the fried yam and fried sweet potatoes and the kebabs. It's unmatched. So if you're coming here, you'll really have a great time sampling the food. The next point is the dressing. There is they call it fabric here. When I came, I would call it kente. They would get really annoyed and say, no, it's not kente, it's fabric. When you walk around, you'll see people wearing a very, I don't know how to put it, and I think there are 2 types of fabric. There's the traditionally weaved one, I don't know what it's called, but it's very popular in the north. And then there's the ordinary just fabric that everybody buys. So there are 2 different types. There's the fabric, I think, which is very popular in the north. You can comment it down in the comment section. And then there's the usual fabric that you buy to make African attire with, and people wear that a lot here. Like I work at GH1, and my boss, like Anamoa, wears it. Sewa Nihere wears it going on air. I've seen Belinda Mundi also wear it. So it's something that people wear a lot here, and it's something that when foreigners come, they're intrigued by it. And if you walk across Oxford Street, you'll see there are people that sell these clothes, and every time people come, they just want to buy and just have a little bit, a piece of Accra with them. And then reconnect with history. So this is a little bit tricky for me because, well, okay, let me be a journalist for a minute and separate myself from everything. So reconnect with history. Many people come here, particularly of African American descentry or anybody with a little bit of black dysentery in them. They come here to reconnect to their roots because Ghana was one of the central points, or the last points that slaves went through before they were transported to Europe. And it was done through the Cape Coast Castle, and slaves would be taken there, and then they'd be shipped across the Atlantic Ocean to Europe to go and serve as slaves to their slave masters. And initially, when the Cape Coast was built, it was a Gold Coast center where gold was being shipped from there, until white people became greedy and they thought, oh, we could sell people and still make money. And it's, when you read about the history of the Cape Coast, it's gory. You know, they say the underground was just a dungeon of terror, despair, and death, where when black people were put there, they just knew that they were going to die, and then the upper chambers were luxurious for white people. And there was a door called the door of no return, because, you know, once you go through that door, it's over. It's either you'll die in the ocean, or you're going to spend the rest of your life in Europe. And many people who are looking, particularly of black dysentery, and maybe your ethnicity or your roots are scattered all over the place, you just don't know where to go. It makes a lot more sense to just go to the last place where, you know, your ancestors spent their last days on the continent, born before being shipped to Europe and other places to work for free in farms and being treated like they were second-class citizens. And I think at the Cape Coast, they've created this thing called the Door of Return now, where the skulls of the people who died in Europe working as slaves were brought back, and they're being put there. And I mean, so I know that many people, African Americans, Jamaicans, just come to just have a feeling of that, and it gives them a sense of closure. They sort of get a feeling of who they are and where they came from, not in the most amazing way, but it's something that it's becoming important for people to do. If I left any details, this is just like a difficult thing for me to always talk about, so leave it in the comment section below. You understand why I became a business journalist. I don't have to be emo. And then let's go to some happy stuff. People also come here for the people. I will never say this enough. Ghanaians are the most warm, kind, accommodating people you'll ever meet. Everybody just wants you to be okay. People are trying to help you with directions, with suggestions, everybody wants you to be okay. And part of the people is how they live their life. Like, many people are interested to just come here and be in that sense of community, you know. One thing that Ghanaians do very well is weddings. Like, their weddings are just, from the dressing, the hype, everything is just on point. Like, you feel like this is truly a traditional Ghanaian wedding. From, you know, the outfits, the way they've been tailored, the way they do their makeup, the joy that embodies these celebrations is just on another level. Like, I have been to one wedding, just one, and I will never forget it. Like, the vibe, the hype, the way the bride was dancing, the joy that she had, and everybody is cheering you on, and everybody just wants you to be happy. It's amazing. The other thing also is funerals. You come to realize that funerals are not that sad here. On the flip side, it's more like a celebration of life, and people dance and food is served, and sometimes there's booze, And what has stood for me is sometimes the coffins are really unique. Like people are buried in coffins of very unique shapes. There was a time I went to a carpentry shop that makes coffins, and they make coffins in different shapes. If you're a fisherman, you'll get buried in a fish. If you're a pilot and you want to get buried in an aeroplane, that's okay. I understood mothers were buried in chickens, the hen, because the hen is very motherly and takes care of the home. So that is really, really interesting. And then in terms of creativity, I split it sort of into three. So Accra nightlife here. Guys, let me tell you, I feel like particularly the young people, forget like maybe the middle-aged and the slightly older who are just here to reconnect to the culture. The young people, and those particularly who are not necessarily black, like many white people that come here and they're young, they're coming for the vibe. And that's the truth. Like if you go to bars in Accra in the evening, you'll find that many of these people, like, why would a tourist be in a bar? Because the vibe is unmatched. The vibe is unmatched. And there are very many bars that you could go to. There are different events. Sometimes it's karaoke, you're painting, there are different games that you can play. The vibe, the people, the music that they're playing. And I also realized that they make really good cocktails. So when you're going out, you'll just have a really, really great time. Like, I personally do not go out a lot. I only go out when Motown is performing. Let me plug them in so that you see what I'm talking about. The other thing is events. Events in Accra are very, very, very hyped. They're like, it's not necessarily hyped in a bad way. The events that when you're coming to, you know that one, you'll get value for your money, you're gonna have a good time and you'll enjoy yourself. For example, just in December, we had Jollof Festival. There was so many vendors of Jollof. So you had so many choices to choose from, and it wasn't just Jollof. There were drinks, like there were vendors who were selling drinks from Sobolo to pineapple and ginger. There was this stand, they were called Sheba. Oh my God, if anybody knows where Sheba is, let me know. They had this mocktail that I drank, mind blowing, and I really get impressed. So it was just amazing. There was Lights Festival, and these are things that, but when you go there, you have so much fun. And I think the last bit would be that right now a lot is happening in the art space, and art galleries are opening up, and Nigerian artists are showcasing their work, South Africans are showcasing their works, Ghanaians are showcasing their work, and so the place is just beginning to open up. So this is some of the reasons why Accra was voted one of the best destinations in Africa. So if I left anything, comment down below. If I said anything that resonated and you'd like to try,